Nigerians are coming to terms with Friday's terrorist attack, during which more than 24 students at the Federal University of Gusau were abducted. Residents of Sabongida in Zamfara state say the bandits invaded the community very early on Friday morning. They broke into the university's hostel and kidnapped the students, many of whom are females. But operatives of the Joint Task Force Operation Hadarin Daji say they have rescued 6 female students. Meanwhile, Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal has summoned an emergency security meeting following the abduction. Lawal tasked governors with finding a sustainable solution to the lingering insecurity.
And Friday's abduction in Zamfara is coming on the heels of last month's kidnapping of 8 members of the National Youth Service Corps on their way to the state. A committee of the House of Representatives has met with the Director General of the scheme, Brigadier General Yushau Ahmed. He told the lawmakers that NYSC officials have been interacting with the kidnappers and assured the House that the corps members will soon be released. Chairman of the committee, Martins Essing, said that the meeting became imperative as the House was worried by the situation.
We were able to make contact with the bandits. But you know, this contact, we can never present ourselves as government officials or security agencies. It is contact that we're making in disguise as parents. Within this period, I've already made contact with the parents of these children, some of them. I have their phone numbers, like 3 or 4 of them. I've started talking with them, and I told them I'm on ground to see what was happening.
We also like to know what the scheme is doing to mitigate this problem going forward. Because our oversight responsibilities is not just to tackle the present, but we want a situation where we don't continue to talk about the same matter every time. So we'd like to also know what the scheme is putting in place going forward to see that we don't find ourselves in this kind of situation. And just hear from you what you have done, the level of empathy you have shown in touching base with the families of these corps members. And I'd like to say here that what has happened can happen to anybody.
Our correspondent Nasiru Suleiman has been following the event, now stands by to speak to us about the latest development on that from neighboring Sokoto. Nasiru, thank you for joining us on Newsnight. Well, after that meeting, have you been privy to the outcome of the meeting the governor had with security chiefs in the state?
Yeah, the governor, through his deputy, had a meeting with head of security in Zamfara State and mandating them to ensure that the students are adopted, are rescued safely. This is not the first time this is happening. If you remember the last time it happened, a student of the institution went on the street in protest, but the outcome of that protest led to the expulsion of some students, though the school management said the students that were expelled were not expelled because of the protest, but due to some of the activities on social media, putting up stories that are not really true about the security situation. But some of the students who were affected actually spoke to journalists that they were expelled because of the protest. But this recent case, the security situation in that particular community, Sabongida, is beyond even the student. Even some of the locals living in that community are afraid to even stay in their houses. They are running out of their houses when it is evening, and likewise the student too. And there's a need for additional effort for security, particularly when you know the location of the school and most of the communities where the students stay. You know that there's a need to beef up security, even though the state government say they are doing their best to support security agencies to provide security for them. For the recent adoption, 6 actually were said to have been rescued by a joint operation of Adering Daji led by Major General Gordon Mutu, the General Officer Commanding, who also doubled as the commander of Operation Adering Daji within the Northwest. But for truth, if you follow trend, you also know that of recently some NYC members who are actually sent to Sokoto for their youth service were adopted along that route. Same thing happened over a year ago where some core members who are also posted to Sokoto, where a lady, a core member, was kidnapped. And communities around that zone have been facing the challenge of security in that area. And there's a need to do more beyond that, this service and also reassurance. Like I said earlier, the General Officer commanding A Division, who also doubles as the commander of Operation Hadar and Daji, has repeatedly maintained that the Nigerian Army are battle ready to face the security threat in that zone. More so, even when the Chief of Army Staff visited Sokoto, that is the 8th Division, where also Zamfara fall within the area of operation of the 8th Division. He also charged the military personnel to be battle ready. But despite all this charge, things like this kept happening, particularly not even affecting just the student alone, but also members of most of the communities in that area. Yes, the state government has given assurance, support to security agency to ensure that these particular ones are rescued. But if you would take statistics, communities from that axis from Denver down to Safi, even beyond Safi, getting to community Cherry and community even down to certain axis, that is the Gusau Kuntua highway, has been a very, very dangerous road until recently that there are more deployment of security personnel and things seem to have improved only for this recent attack.
Well, Nasiru Suleiman, thank you so much for bringing us up to speed. Hopefully, that emergency meeting with the state governor and the security chiefs will make a lot of difference in Zamfara state. Thank you very much. We must apologize to our viewers about the poor audio quality there.